Welcome to the patch. We're here to talk about video games, video game news. I think there was a little bit of that this week.
Nah.
Just a little.
A little bit.
Something's going on.
For those that don't know us, this is Gus.
I'm Gus.
I'm Ashley.
I'm MatPat.
And I'm Meg.
And I'm Gus.
I'm so excited that MatPat's here.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me on.
I love game theorists.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And you know, we do our best. We try.
You got some crazy theories.
We do. We go completely out there. I think to this day, my all-time favorite is that Rosalina is the daughter of Luigi and Peach. I don't know. Are you guys familiar with that?
Yeah, no, run us through it a little bit because I think there's a lot of people who need to hear this.
there's other things that we should probably be talking about today, honestly.
We'll get to them. We'll do the
basically,
elevator version.
If you look at the genetics, the lore around Rosalina, the character, the genetics of Luigi and Peach, if they were to have a child, as well as some other details sprinkled throughout the Mario Galaxy games, it's pretty well substantiated that Rosalina has some parentage there.
We need to get one of those paternity tests from the drugstore.
Right?
And,
walk over to the Nintendo booth.
Let's figure this out.
Take a cheek swab or something, right? Blood sample.
Spit into this cup.
Right? A Rosalina cosplayer over there.
We're going to break this wide open.
Proven right here. No longer a theory, it's a game fact.
Oh. New channel.
Right? Right, second channel. The vlog
Facts
channel.
might be taken.
But
Yeah, so it's the third channel.
well, right. Speaking of new channels, we just launched Film Theorists.
Right.
So our new show, Film Theory, where we're doing kind of like that over and over, applying science, math, and history to films now instead of just games, and also TV. So we've done a lot with Game of Thrones in the first couple episodes. We have an episode that's coming out pretty soon, all about
Game of Thrones.
Right? Yeah. Spoiler alert there. And then also we have one coming out hopefully today that's all about 50 Shades of Grey, which I mean.
Wait, so does that mean that you would have had to watch that movie then, right? Like a lot.
Purely for research purposes, I swear. Like I wouldn't.
Wait,
That's
did
a good
you watch
story.
the movie or did you read the fanfic?
I mean, aren't they one and the same thing?
They are not
right?
actually. Believe it or not, Master of the Universe is very different than 50 Shades of Grey,
Well,
and I will whip out my knowledge.
Wow.
Is that what it's called? Master of the Universe?
That's the original fanfic name, Master of the Universe.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Edward and Bella.
And I,
you know.
I may have had a pirate's life to download it when it was taken off the internet.
Really?
Oh yeah. I won't torrent any TV or television, but I will download a fanfic.
I don't know.
No
If you're gonna talk like Masters of the Universe, I'm gonna go straight to He-Man.
Fair enough.
Fair, that makes sense.
I do want to talk about video games.
We need to talk about video
We
games.
should probably do that.
I nearly got away with it.
I want to
the
talk
tights
about...
and the dress seem to imply that we should talk about video games.
I want to talk about this game. And Gus found my photo from it right before we started. We're right next to the Indiecade booth, and I love Indiecade. I'm obsessed with indie games. It's a wonderful, amazing festival. There's a game over there called Butt Sniffing Pugs.
It's very important.
It's amazing.
This is art.
It is so good.
Adam Kovic
This
is
is
clapping
important.
off screen.
This means a lot. Butt sniffing pugs.
You're two pugs. You control. There's a giant tennis ball that you roll to control your pug. You pat a stuffed animal butt to sniff another dog's butt, and then you have action buttons.
So,
What do the action buttons do?
Wait.
You can either one pug can bark and growl or bark and bite, and the other pug can pee and shit.
Oh,
And if you sniff the other dog's butt, you steal his powers.
I want to bark into that butt so bad.
So what power benefit do you get for sniffing anotother dog's butt? Like
You
what?
steal their powers.
Oh.
So you have separate powers, and you swap powers if you sniff their butt.
That's worthy of a game theory if I've ever heard
It's
one.
incredible, and I discovered many secrets in the level that they let you play. I found a frisbee, a beach ball. Gavin shit on a plate. That was his big.
It's not typical Gavin style.
Yes, he did get it though. So give it to him. He
Wow.
did shit directly on a plate.
So-
I'm totally going to check that out. You tweeted a picture right before we came live,
Right,
and that
of
was
the
the first time I
stickers.
saw it. So
Yeah.
as soon as we're done, I'm going to
Game
head
of
over
the
there.
show.
I was
Giving
gonna
it
say
away.
game of show, like winner,
Who
huh?
won E3? Butt sniffing pugs.
Well, what's funny is
Done.
Butt Sniffing Pugs is right next to Bethesda, who has my winner for Game of E3, which is Fallout 4. Which
Typical.
was amazing presentation. It was a crazy way to start all of E3.
I thought it was interesting that they announced Fallout before E3, and all of us were sitting there going, well, they just made a conference, but they've already announced Doom, and now they've announced Fallout. What are they even going to do with the conference? And then they showed us.
Well, we knew
Yes.
that they were going to show gameplay, right? Like, so
we hope
we
so.
were
They
all-
did say like premiere,
world
but
premiere
that could
of the
be so
game.
vague.
Right.
Look at Mass Effect. That can be just
Well, that's true.
horrendously vague.
They didn't do the thing where they announce it 10 times, and it's coming out this year. It's
Right.
very exciting.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest surprise for me was the fact that not only are we dropping knowledge about Fallout 4 and we're going to show you a little bit of gameplay, but now it's like, oh, and the release date, and it's this year.
I
Like,
can't believe-
just across the board they knocked it out of the
During the
park.
presentation, Todd Howard mentioned that they started work on it shortly after Fallout 3, while they were still working on Skyrim as well. So I can't believe that they spent all these years working on it and didn't say anything. You know, it was, you know, you got the occasional rumor and the occasional leak about
Right.
a Fallout game being set in Boston, but they were super tight-lipped. And when it came out, I mean, none of the big stuff leaked, like the crafting system,
Yep.
which is unbelievable. Even like the base defense system, it's like, and which are all optional parts of the game. You know, he said these are things you
Oh,
can do,
enormous,
but that's
enormous.
going to be the game for me. That's going to be my life for
I think
months.
you're missing the
Sculpt
biggest
faces.
part there, which is the damn Pip-Boy I'm putting on my arm.
Did you
Right,
guys get one?
Oh, yeah. My
Immediately?
mommy pre-ordered mine
They-
for me.
They immediately became impossible to
real.
pre-order.
Yeah.
Did you pre-order?
I did not.
Now that you haven't, you're screwed.
well,
You can come over and play with ours.
Yeah.
Please, thank you.
You can look at ours.
I'm not that type of guy with the peripherals all the time. I was worried. Seeing that thing, I was brought back to my childhood memories of the Power Glove, and I was worried that here I am like trying to operate my Pit Boy, and the knobs aren't working, and I'm like, jump, you know. nothing.
What I was wishing is, I mean, I love the Pip-Boy. I don't want to sound like ungrateful. Thank you for making the Pip-Boy Collector's Edition.
Oh, it's really
But I
cool.
wish that it
So
had a little more features. I wish that it was powered and it would establish a Bluetooth connection to your phone. That way the knobs and buttons worked on it for
That's
navigating
true.
the interface instead
Give
of
it
swiping.
maybe 24 hours, and somebody will have done that.
Right, so I want that mod. If
the
you
idea
can mod
was
it,
coined here.
Yeah.
Man,
All I
credit.
kept thinking about, though, when they were showing it off was like, this is going to sit on the patch set. Like, this is something where Gus is going to get it and nobody gets to play with it.
I think
Look
that
at
about
it.
all kinds of things now.
Yeah.
The cute little figures that they give out at the Bethesda
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I was so mad that I was streaming
So-
it instead of there because those were so.
What
I
did
have
we
a-
talk about?
I have a set of those, so I'm going to talk about this for just a second. I have a set of them, and of course, they're going to be on the patch set. No one's going to get to play with them. They're on eBay. I looked last night just for the hell of it. They're selling for $300.
Holy shit.
Wow.
That's crazy. But that's what we talked
300.
about when we were deciding whether or not we were going to send people to the conferences this year. It was, look, it's not worth it. It's a lot easier to get the information, which is true. And we kept bringing something cool away. What if they give something cool away? And now it happened.
Because the way the streams work now, it's like you get a way better experience.
Yeah.
Like streaming it, watching from
It's
home,
true.
you get the best shots. You don't have to deal with all the the nosebleed seats or sitting off.
Oh.
You have like the best angle on the whole thing, and you get all of the information. And you have access to it instead of sitting there and you can't do anything until it's done.
But what you miss out on by watching the live stream is just the enthusiasm of the crowd, right? Like,
Oh, I have
when-
the enthusiasm of Twitter, honey.
enthusiasm or
Yeah.
bitter cynicism,
It's
but
like
you
a
know.
little
Let
You
me-
know, but like launching Final Fantasy, like the announcement of the Final Fantasy VII remake, like the eruption of the crowd in that moment, or Microsoft backwards compatibility, the palpable, just like they blew the roof off
Look
of
at
the
you
place.
shaking.
Incredible.
You're
No,
so
it's
excited you're
amazing.
shaking.
It's amazing.
Let me tell you about the downside of enthusiasm, though. At the Bethesda event, it was randomly assigned. I went there, and I was just sitting next to a total stranger who was trying desperately to be my best friend and talk and like give his.
Oh, somebody wanted to be your friend, Gus.
People talking to me. Oh, that's the
I
worst.
love it's like
the worst.
friendly
And he
people.
was trying to give commentary on what he was seeing on the screen to me, like, oh, this looks like the Unreal Engine. Like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like, shut up. You know, I was like, I'm trying to watch
Dude,
here.
it's Game of Thrones rules when we're at the press conference.
Spoiler alert.
Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Yeah, I think he got frustrated that I wasn't talking to him, that he got up and moved like 2 seats down to go try to talk to someone else.
It was like real life
That
live
left.
tweeting only in your ear.
Right.
Right.
I was like,
Like-
"Oh, you
He
shut up."
probably tweeted about it, like, oh, Gus is such a bitch. He didn't want to be my friend. But I feel like the flip side again of like the enthusiasm, I felt like everyone wanted to be so excited about everything. Like the Sony press conference last night, they were like, hey guys, we like the sky. And everyone was like, ah, like, just going nuts. And I'm like, chill out. He hasn't said anything yet. And he'd be like, also it's blue. Ah, and I'm like, chill. Like everyone's
know this.
freaking out. Yeah, and also when they didn't announce Final Fantasy VII last year, the palpable disappointment I thankfully did not have to
Fair enough.
experience
You,
firsthand.
Fair
you
enough.
can tell when they come out on stage and they make an announcement and everyone just does this.
Oh, the worst is
Then
when
there's
they wait.
it's like there's no booing, there's no nothing. There is just nothing. You can just
Thousands
feel
of
the
eclairs.
disappointment just
Oh, absolutely.
spilling over.
Well, and my favorite is when they'll be like, Guys, last year we launched this title, and then there's no applause, and then people like get worried and they start applauding, and then the person's already started talking, and then they have to stop again. Oh, I just have to mute it and take an Ativan. Like,
Or those awkward moments where the person on stage will actively say, okay, that was a line for applause, and then everyone in the audience is like, oh, I missed my cue. I need to do that. Sorry, you know.
Yeah.
horrible.
One thing I would like to see, finally, please, let's put an end to something. I'm begging everyone in the industry right now.
Last Guardian announcements every year?
Well, no.
no.
Let's not.
Mass Effect announcements every year.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not have the game anymore.
Well, wait. Now we did have somebody actually playing the game, and it fucked up.
Right.
That did happen, and I have to give it to them. You have to give them credit for actually doing it live.
No.
Because I was talking at the Microsoft party last night, and they were like, I was like, you know, they screwed up, and they actually went to the demo, and he was like, they didn't. They went to a cutscene. They played a little bit, then that was all video after that because they were too worried it was going to crash again. So actually they went to a backup video, but they did try to play. And afterwards he put the controller down and he was just like he was just like so pissed that it screwed up, and I felt
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to see it. Like, just tell us that it's in game. Tell us, you know, that it's actual gameplay, and we believe it. We know, you know, we'll trust you because we know it's easy to play a video. It's easy to create the illusion.
Right.
It's fine. Just play the video.
Although sometimes getting things online is hard.
I have to admit, any press conference or any demo or reveal that does have gameplay attached to it automatically gets bonus points for me,
absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Because, like you said, it's easy to craft a really beautiful CGI trailer, but let me see the game.
Well,
let me see
I
how it
wouldn't say
performs.
it's easy. I would say it's the cheap way out, though.
Yes, correct.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm not in Maya sculpting this stuff myself.
Thankfully, no awkward trash talk on stage this year, though.
No, thankfully.
Thankfully.
Yeah,
I wonder whatever happened to that guy that made this super uncomfortable, like, pseudo-rape joke during the Killer
Instinct were
Instinct
talking
one.
about
Like,
last night.
Right.
He was just
where
dragged
are
off
they
stage
now?
and killed right there. You just killed him right on stage.
Although awkward trash talk, the Nintendo World Championships, Reggie was doing some trash talking there.
Reggie's
You know,
always
I
good
run a
for-
company 16 hours a day, boom, dropping the mic. I don't know, did you see that?
But here's the thing, like, in my eyes, Reggie can do no wrong. I once saw, I won't say where I saw it from, a secret source once showed me a video of Reggie dancing at a Nintendo employee meeting. It was
Wow.
like underground cell phone
legit
footage.
dancing?
Yeah, and he was like going for it. And now I love this man. This man could do no wrong in my eyes.
I thought it was gonna be like Bigfoot footage, like behind
It
a cam,
kind
behind a
of
plant.
was. And
Freeze
the
it,
Nintendo
zoom in.
employee was like, please never tell anyone you saw this.
Oh my gosh.
And now I have.
Blackmail material right there. That's great.
So yeah, I mean, I think the Bethesda conference was a great start. I think one of the other things another like huge moment was the HoloLens demonstration during the Microsoft presser.
Oh, cool.
That's I mean, it's not directly gaming related, but that to me is probably the single most exciting thing that I've seen of E3 this year so far.
I would argue that it is directly gaming related with stuff like Minecraft. I mean, that looked incredible. I have no interest in playing Minecraft whatsoever. I never have. I will play it with HoloLens. Absolutely.
Yeah, when they actually leaned in and you passed through the walls and you could see the character, just unbelievable. I was sold. You know, I expected to see a little bit more VR talk this year, virtual reality, Oculus, Microsoft's partnership with them, all that. And I've been surprised it hasn't been as big of a topic.
It wasn't
but,
as big for Sony either, really.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Which
It's weird.
it's very, especially with
Yes.
them launching
Briefly.
top of 2016.
Yeah,
or
it's-
it's very interesting.
VR's essentially been, for the most part, a footnote in
Yes.
every keynote so far. You know, Microsoft kind of briefly mentioned the Xbox One controller being shipped with the Oculus. Sony, I thought, was going to dedicate a lot of time to Morpheus
Yes,
talk.
100%.
And it was, again, just kind of like, oh yeah, that's a thing. We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah, HoloLens I kind of understand because that's not going to be out for a while.
Right.
When they say things like it's going to be out in the time frame of Windows 10, that tells me it's going to be a while. But Oculus and Morpheus are both coming out really soon. This is their last E3.
Yeah, this is
before
it.
they come out.
This
so
is
it's
the
a little
time
surprising
that you would
they don't
expect
show
them
more.
to start
We may
ramping
see-
things up.
Yeah, we may see more at Gamescom. That's kind of a, if you don't want to announce it at E3, go for Gamescom. It gives
Oh,
you
that's a
little
good point.
padding. So we could see a lot of it there.
Yeah, but HoloLens, like if VR is the next step in gaming and in entertainment, I see HoloLens as 2 steps beyond that. Like
Yeah,
that is the future right there. It's
Yeah, I'm not
incredible.
terribly interested in VR. I talk about this all the time in the patch typically. So I'm not interested in Oculus. You know, I think it's kind of gimmicky. And it's hard with wearing eyeglasses. I'm not, you know, crazy about putting stuff on my face. But I am super excited about HoloLens. And that's something that's really interesting to me.
Yeah.
Were you
I wanna
excited
try
about
it.
the Oculus redesign for glasses? That was part of their redesign for the consumer market.
It's interesting. I got to try it now. I got to see it. And their booth. I saw their booth earlier. I need
He's
to
so
swing by there.
begrudging about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, like I said, like I have agreed with you wholeheartedly that I'm not that big into VR, but HoloLens was so cool to see that. It felt like, oh my God, we're in the future. Like that's the future, and the
Yeah.
future is now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Another big thing, another like key moment so far. And I'm just going to talk about all my favorite stuff.
No, please.
So yeah,
We have to take these opportunities when Gus smiles. They don't come along
I'm super
often.
happy. The Battlefront demonstration.
so good.
at the
Where
EA
is Blaine?
conference.
Blaine earmuffs.
It
if you
looks
didn't look
so good.
last night,
We-
he was worried about. He didn't seen it yet.
My
He's,
you know,
he's
we
been
all,
watching it like this,
Oh.
little bits.
so the weird thing to me about the Battlefront walkthrough or the demonstration was, you know, it was a recreation of the battle at Hoth,
Right.
which had my favorite scene, you know, when Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader fight lightsaber duel at the very end. It's like, oh, okay, that's weird. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. No, it seemed very like, and also this.
Right.
Yeah.
Just so you're assured that it's in there and that you're going to play with a lightsaber and that Darth Vader will make an appearance. 100%.
But it is incredible. Wrapping a tow line around an AT-AT's
Yeah.
So
leg.
I have a question
gripping
about
it.
that. So it seemed like, you know, in the
Well,
movie.
let's answer you because we know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the movie, it seemed like, you know, they couldn't hurt the AT-AT, and Luke Skywalker discovered, like, oh, we can use the
We can
tow
use the
cable
line.
and trip them. And now in the game, it's like, oh, this is standard operating
You
procedure.
have already seen the movie. They know this. Like,
Yeah.
go for it.
These
You
guys
know.
haven't seen the movie.
Right. This is
figuring
you
you
as
know
a
that
player. You're taking what you know.
I'm just saying, I'm a little suspect at how quickly everyone figures it out.
Did you need like a cutscene of Luke Skywalker figuring it out?
wait
And
a
then
minute.
disseminating that knowledge
Yeah.
to the entire.
How do they
Hey,
know to do
guys.
this?
I think it's really cool. Alex Albrecht, actually, we were on the show with him talking about it. He brought up this for VR. I personally wouldn't be interested in doing it in VR. I think it would be cool, but it would make me sick probably. But this could be a good candidate for some sort of VR gaming for sure.
Uh-huh.
It does
Oh,
look
absolutely.
pretty, like being fully immersed in this would be pretty amazing.
I
Right?
would just like to have like a cockpit. You know how people have like the big cockpit setups?
Yeah.
This would be the place to do it for.
With like the like the
Yeah.
full-on
Yeah.
cockpit with the
I
hydraulics.
just want
and
an
you can,
arcade, the crappy Star Wars arcade machine.
like-
That's
yes, I love those.
what I want.
I haven't seen it yet, but I hear that Microsoft has a HoloLens demonstration incorporating Halo 5 in their
Oh
booth,
wow.
where you can, they say it's not a feature it's going to ship with the game, it's just a demonstration they created
Yeah.
for HoloLens, where you get like a pre-match briefing, where you sit around a table that's created with HoloLens, and HoloLens changes the room to make it look like you're on a UNSC ship,
What?
and you walk down the hallway, and yeah, so it's supposed to be pretty cool. I got to get over there and see if I can talk my way in there to check it out.
See, for as awesome as that sounds, the thing that you got to worry about with HoloLens is like what happens when they start doing horror games
Oh,
on HoloLens, and now all of a
that's when-
sudden there's a killer like in your doorway right now jumping out at you, and you're like,
Nope.
what the heck? What the
Nope.
heck?
Well,
Nope,
VR
that's
gaming
when we
and
just
horror
nope
is-
right out.
Yeah, we nope right out for sure. I would just say that for HoloLens, I think the really interesting thing is how many people have blank walls in their house where they don't have, like, are people going to start taking down paintings and things like that to find a surface? Also, I have a cat. Like, is Smee just going to walk right through my Minecraft world? What will happen? Will he affect it?
Maybe he'll turn into a blocky cat, you know,
That
from
I will-
Minecraft.
I-
That
now
would be
I'm
incredible,
sold.
right? Done.
Now I'm
sold.
sold.
Take my money, please.
That could happen.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Jay Burns 1988 on Twitter just wants everyone to notice MatPat's shoes.
Oh yes,
Fancy.
Oh, those are nice
thank
shoes.
you for noticing.
I like
Yeah.
the exposed, like, thread.
Right, right. Ooh, fashionable.
Stitching's very nice.
Yeah, the nice blue soles.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm pointing them right at the camera right here. Let's just put that out.
Those are some next-gen shoes.
These are current gen shoes.
Oh, current gen, that's
I
right.
would
I was
say-
subtly looking for compliments there, so thank you.
I want to bring up Horizon. I think that was an amazing game. Amazing in that I haven't seen anything like it. I want to know more about it. I felt like the gameplay trailer-ish cinematic was really interesting. Robot dinosaur things. How do people not know what Bernie and I were talking about this last night during the conference? How do people not know what buildings are, but they know what EMP arrows are? Like, how does that work? I want to know. I want to know about it.
Maybe it's a little bit like in How to Fool Boyfriend, the game where you date the pigeons, and it turns out that you don't know about this.
No, I do.
Okay,
I'm like,
all right.
wait, I've heard of that. That's right. Yeah.
Right. Well, yes, we're breaking at the How to Fool Boyfriend.
Why
references.
not?
Great
How
game.
it turns out that that's
Game of the year
like
E3.
hundreds of years in the future, post-apocalypse, and now super intelligent pigeons. This could be something similar. Maybe it's not in the past.
Well,
It's
it,
in the future.
Well, it is. They
Oh,
showed like a city.
I did it.
So,
I
spoiler
did it,
alert.
everybody.
It was a great idea.
Yes.
Let's
you
do it.
made it happen.
Slow clap, slow clap. There it is. There it is.
It is. So you see like this kind of like city that's been taken down, but they have like cave paintings that are buildings, but they're like. It seemed, actually, Matt Spool made the joke for True. It seemed very much like
Matt Spool?
Oh, Spool is
Sean Poole.
Sean Poole. Sorry,
I was going to say,
I said Matt. I made a new person. I've combined all of you and made Matt Spool.
Hybrid.
There's too many of you.
Fusion, ha. Dragon Ball Z.
I wanted
Hey.
to give you. I wanted to give you credit for your True joke when we were talking about the buildings in Horizon yesterday.
Whoa, jeez. Ooh.
Oh! Hey, we got his Altoids though.
Yeah, we got some Altoids, sponsored by Altoids.
hey, I'll
Curiously
take an
strong.
I feel
Altoid.
so bad for calling.
I prefer the wintergreen flavor, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
Of course.
That's going to sound great on mic.
Right?
Just suck on it.
Yeah.
Easy.
So guys, great
Guys,
E3, huh?
The stream needs our breath nice and minty fresh.
Whatever.
I'm
I'm
a
never
professional.
crediting anybody at Funhouse with their jokes ever again. It was my joke now.
Yeah, just take it.
So what are we talking about? We're talking about Matt Spool.
Yeah. Sean Poole is Matt Spool. It's actually his superhero name. I ruined it. His secret identity. I've
What-
given it away.
Now, forgive me for forgetting the name. So you guys, you are the experts. But the game, No Sky, No
Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
We are the experts. You see that?
See, right? Thank you. But like, I got chills watching them.
Okay, here's
I
the
did.
question. Let's play a
did.
game.
Why
Let's
did
play
you, were
a
you not
game.
impressed?
No.
Really?
What?
I've seen enough of
That's what I was gonna ask.
No,
Hold on.
Okay.
All right. Here's the game. What is No Man's Sky? What's it about? How do you play it?
explore. You find things.
Okay, cool.
I don't know why I find things.
Okay. What's No Man's Sky?
Explore, find things.
And
you
do
know,
what with them?
But why? For what purpose?
Because it's
I would
there.
ask you the same thing about Minecraft.
And I will tell you that I'm not interested in Minecraft for this purpose.
Well, okay.
So-
we have found a middle ground.
Fair enough.
Have you been following all of the different releases, all the different bits of information about No Man's Sky up
Clearly
until now?
not, because I didn't know its name.
There, so that,
There you go.
So I understand
You
that
had-
if this was your
you had
first
2 to 3
experience with
words.
the
Yes.
game, it would seem very impressive.
Yes.
Last E3, I felt like they showed something very similar, although this time they did zoom out a bit. It just has a really nice scope. I want to know what the gameplay is and why I'm doing what I'm doing.
I can understand. I can
can't-
understand that.
I can't help but wonder if, we're seeing kind of some of the same stuff. I wonder how much that flood affected them, that destroyed their office.
That's true.
So I
Oh,
wonder
wow.
They
if-
were the ones, it was not this Christmas. I think it was the Christmas previously.
Uh-huh.
Christmas Eve, their office is flooded.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tragic.
So I wonder
Yeah,
how
okay.
far back that set development,
Right.
if at all. So I wonder if that's why maybe the
Gotta
hype
use the cloud.
cycle is
Cloud.
going a little
Yeah.
long.
I just felt like a Destiny moment happened where he's like, I got 3 minutes, I can't tell you anything about it, explore. And it was like, I don't even have time to tell you why I don't have time.
It does seem like maybe one of those games that once you play it, it's going to take some time, but then you understand it. I did have that, again, going back to the Minecraft comparison, I had that with Minecraft. I didn't want to play it. I had zero interest in playing it.
Yeah.
It was one of those games that I assumed had passed me
Yeah.
by. It was just going to be another Pokemon.
Yeah.
And
How dare
then Bernie sat me down and he said, I wanted to see you play this. Punch that tree. And then I got the wood. And then I had to
Hey.
DK for the night. And then I started
You know.
crafting wood. And then before I knew it, I just the second I opened the crafting thing, and he says, you do it in this shape, and then now you've got a pickaxe. I said, oh no. And that was it.
Done. It's over.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, never mind.
See, but you know what?
We don't argue Minecraft
I'm-
because I'm sure I'm already being shit on the
No,
internet.
no.
I don't
Honestly,
wanna
I'm right there with you. Actually, playing Minecraft stresses me out. It does.
My
because,
name's Meg.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
No.
Sean Poole, Meg.
But
fine.
it stresses me out because I like games that have a very clear, this is your goal: rescue the princess, save the town, defeat the devil. And Minecraft, with its kind of open worldness, I'm like, there's so many choices, and I'm so overwhelmed. But I can appreciate it for what it is.
Sure,
and
absolutely.
And I feel and I felt the same way about Minecraft when I first saw it as I do about this game, where it's just impressive to see we've gone from games, 8-bit games, to now you've created an entire virtual universe.
Absolutely.
That to me is what's most this E3 has been a really interesting one because so much of it has been looking toward the past. Now it's backwards compatibility. Now it's, rare
The
replay.
rare collection. Oh,
yeah, now
yeah.
it's re-release of Final Fantasy VII. A lot toward the past. but it's also a lot toward the future. You know, you have the virtual reality stuff, you have the HoloLens, and now and I think that No Man's Sky was the example of like, look at how far we've come, that we've created an entire virtual universe, you know, a solar system within solar systems within solar systems in a game.
I totally get that. I've heard that already from No Man's Sky. Like, we've heard that, so I just don't pitch me a game 10 times. I just want to see more.
Yeah.
I want to
I'm just
know
a virgin.
more.
Yeah, so that's all.
So if it happened my first time, I
Speaking
agree,
of
it
Mass
was great.
Effect,
Yeah, exactly. Like, stop announcing games 6 times. Announce it and then give me the game.
I feel like it was sort of announced in like the last 2 years. This year, still no gameplay. At least we got a trailer this time.
Yeah.
And we have a release window of holiday next year.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's an improvement. But for a game that's been announced 3 times now, I would really like to see something.
Exactly.
Something-
I'm not a
something more
fan of
than
that
that.
trend. And I would say the other game that I really liked that I played, that I have reservations about now that I've played it, is Cuphead. I actually got to play it last night. It looks gorgeous. I was over the moon about it. I tweeted yesterday, I want more Cuphead. I was not aware it was only boss battles. So
Oh, really?
yeah, in the playable demo they had last night, you could every level was just a boss battle.
Well, when they did when they spoke during the Microsoft keynote, they talked about how they wanted to make an old school 16-bit, like hardcore.
It is hard.
Game.
I will say that. Bernie and I could not beat the potato and carrot combination that we were up against.
Curses.
Um,
Steam
Carrots.
But it was very
It's
much...
hard to beat potatoes and carrots.
How
It's
could you
true.
not? But it was also, it was very it's all pattern based. Sometimes the potato spits out dirt balls a little bit faster, sometimes a little bit slower. But I would like to see, I'm hoping that's just an E3 build and that they're going to add levels to it, but it looks so cool. I want to love it so badly, but I just wasn't into the just boss battle aesthetic.
How about that Unraveled?
What's up with like yarn being so cool and everybody talking
When
about
did yarn become
Yoshi's-
cute? I feel like I should knit.
Yoshi's Woolly World.
Woolly
I looked
World
at that
is
today.
top of my. It looks adorable. I'm a sucker for cute games.
Yeah.
It's a must-have, even though it's
Is-
going to be super easy. You
Isn't
know,
it
like,
coming out soon?
They're super fun.
Yoshi's Woolly World?
Oh, yeah, I think
I
Yoshi's
think so,
Woolly
'cause
World
we
ships
saw it
within
in-
a month.
We saw it in E3 last year.
Right.
That's what
Yeah,
it was
I'm
announced.
super excited about that game. Just
Oh.
like from the cute factor,
Right?
that
It's
how
so
awesome
adorable.
it looks.
It's one of those games that you just play to feel
2015.
good.
So it
June
comes out later
25th?
this month.
Like, yeah, in like 9 days.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like right now.
That's
Like,
awesome. I did see people playing, and you can eat one another, and I feel like that mechanic is going to get old for me.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like playing with somebody else who accidentally eats you when you're trying to do something else, and then you're stuck. Like as the other player, you're at the other Yoshi's mercy
I see.
for being
like,
eaten.
it's like original Battletoads. You know, punch
Just
each
hurting
other.
each
neck
other.
to-
Yeah,
yes.
Joe and Mac, same thing.
Oh, Joe and
Friend
Mac.
of
Oh,
mine.
great.
Oh, you know Joe and
Oh,
Mac?
of course I know Joe
Nobody
and Mac.
ever knows that game.
Oh, Joe, I love Joe
So
and Mac.
good.
Great game.
Great game.
What's Joe and
They're
Mac?
friends
Minecraft, Joe and Mac.
Oh,
I'm-
yes.
See this couch. We have a connection here. I don't know,
Here.
I don't know if you're
this
feeling
is
this.
couch. What is Joe and Mac?
Oh, really?
oh.
You fight dinosaurs?
Wah,
Hot girls
wah.
kiss your face? It's great.
Yeah, you are literally fighting for basically a harem's worth of women at the end
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah.
Harem's worth.
Each
One at a
level you
time.
get, yeah,
One lady at a time.
and they all live in your
and
little
then you
hut.
fight like this weird devil at the
Oh,
end. Did you
spoiler
know-
alert.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, but you do.
Sorry, spoiler for a game that came out in 1992.
But yeah, no, you fight the devil,
Devil,
at the
yeah,
end, and it's
inside a
giant beating
dinosaur.
heart. Oh,
Yeah.
it is dark.
Very
It's weird.
strange.
One of the like biggest twists in video game history.
Yeah, it takes
I would
like an
say.
Earthbound turn where it's also all very weird at the
It
end.
does.
So you brought something up that I wanted to touch back on
Yeah.
real fast that we didn't talk a lot about was the backwards compatibility that
Yes.
got announced for Xbox One backwards compatible with Xbox 360 games, which I believe when they announced the Xbox One they said was impossible. And then they changed it and they
Right.
said it would be very difficult, we're not sure if it's possible. And then all of a sudden it's like,
They said,
oh,
ta-da, we're
here it
doing it.
is.
Yeah.
E3 2015, making the impossible possible again.
But it's clearly something that should have been there from the get-go. I was surprised that we didn't see anything from Sony. I literally just gestured my way into my step count for the day. I was surprised we didn't see an answer from Sony, but they do have their whole
PlayStation
cloud
Now.
service
I think
that they're
that-
trying to push
Right.
for that.
Get in there.
PlayStation's version of that is definitely PlayStation Now. That's why they have the libraries streaming. They had Gaikai. Why wouldn't they use it as
Yeah.
a solution?
Yeah.
Even though I do think it was a bit of a dig on Microsoft's part to be like, oh, and we're not going to charge you for the games you play, even though the internet went, yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Cool.
Like,
Uh,
Well, there are people who will utilize that. I will argue that. I've been
Well, I
told
like
a lot.
PlayStation Now.
Yeah.
It's, if you want the counter example, you have Nintendo, and I love Nintendo, but you know, virtual console sales and kind of re-releasing those kind of IP that you love, buying it for the third, fourth time, whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's their business model. So props to Microsoft for letting that happen.
All right, well, I think we're at time. We actually have to wrap
That's
up. I
quite
feel
all
like
right.
the time just flew by. All this
Right?
There's
discussion.
2 more this week.
Time
Gus.
flies when you're
Plenty
talking about
of
Joe and
time.
Well, we'll have
Matt.
plenty of time to talk about everything. I
We
didn't
need
even
more
touch
of
on
these.
Uncharted 4, which I'm super psyched for. And we had a whole list of stuff, but we'll talk more
We've
about
got
it in
2 more days.